Big moves at Barcelona. Deco reveals Arsenal and Chelsea tried and failed to sign Raphinha before he joined Barca. With Clement Lenglet's exit, the club frees up major salary space, and that could lead to even more signings. Plus, Barca are closely monitoring a former defender in La Liga, hoping for a surprise financial boost. Let's break it all down. Raphinha enjoyed far and away his best ever season in professional football last term, racking up 34 goals and 25 assists in all competitions for Barca. The 28-year-old's outstanding performances across the campaign helped the Catalan Giants win La Liga, the Copa del Rey and the Spanish Super Cup in what was Hansi Flick's first year at the helm. After a mixed start to life in Spanish football, Raphinha is now among the leading contenders to clinch this year's Ballon d'Or award, alongside the likes of Lamine Yamal, Ousmane Dembele, Vitinha and Mohamed Salah. While Raphinha blew hot and cold across his 2-year spell at Leeds United, both Arsenal and Chelsea were convinced over his potential and battled it out for the Brazilian signature at the end of the 2021-22 season, with the latter reportedly agreeing a deal. But Raphinha only had eyes for Barcelona once the club made their interest known, with the winger swapping Elland Road for the Camp Nou in an agreement worth around £55 million. Looking back on the transfer saga in an interview with Globo, Deco explained, "Raphinha had had a very good year in England and several clubs wanted him. Arsenal, Chelsea. Barcelona were having financial difficulties at the time. I already knew that Raphinha's dream was to go to Barcelona. Former Barcelona head coach, Xavi wanted him as did the president. I knew it was complicated because Barcelona might not be able to pay what Leeds wanted. That was down to the management to help make the players' wish come true. It ended up working out." Deco credits Barca head coach Flick with transforming Raphinha's fortunes and instilling confidence in his game over the last 12 months. Every coach can have a positive influence on a player's career, especially when it comes to confidence and recognition, he added. If a player is playing well, why take him out? I think coaches sometimes make mistakes in this regard. It takes away the player's confidence. Raphinha felt more confidence from Flick. This was good for him and ended up being reflected on the field. It's no surprise that he had such a good season because we already knew he had the quality. Report: the salary space that Barcelona have freed up with Clement Lenglet's exit. On Monday, FC Barcelona officially announced an agreement with Clement Lenglet to terminate the 2 years remaining on his contract, following which he signed for Atletico Madrid on a free transfer. Lenglet spent the 2024-25 season on loan at Atletico Madrid and has now joined them permanently. Even though Barcelona did not receive any transfer fee for the experienced defender, his exit is set to come as a major boost for the La Liga champions in terms of financial fair play margin. How Lenglet's departure impacts Barcelona's financial fair play. As reported by Mundo Deportivo, Lenglet's exit could allow Barcelona to reclaim up to €6.4 million gross per season in terms of salary space. Lenglet's contract with the Blaugrana initially ran up until 2026, but prior to his loan exit last summer, the club extended it by another year until 2027 to distribute his salary across 3 years. Lenglet was originally on a salary of approximately €16 million per year gross, totaling €32 million. The revised agreement extended the contract by 1 additional season while distributing that €32 million across 3 years. This reduced his annual gross earnings to €10.6 million, €5.3 million net. With Barcelona not operating on the 1:1 fair play rule, having lost that status in April, they can retain 60% of the combined savings from Lenglet's wages and amortization. Although the deal brings no direct income for Barca, since the player was released on a free transfer, it does generate substantial savings in salary and amortization. Using the adjusted €10.6 million gross annual figure, Lenglet's departure frees up approximately €6.4 million gross per season, or €12.8 million over the remaining 2 years of his contract. This figure could rise depending on the overall wage structure of the first team. Indeed, if Lenglet's salary represented 5% or more of the total first-team wage bill, he would be classified as a franchise player under La Liga rules. In such cases, the club is entitled to retain up to 70% of the salary savings. Barcelona closely watching former defender's situation at La Liga club as sale could lead to financial windfall. Barcelona are closely monitoring the situation surrounding their former defender, Oscar Mingueza, currently playing for Celta Vigo. According to a report from Mundo Deportivo, Mingueza's impressive form has attracted several suitors, and Barca are interested due to a clause that would grant them half of the transfer fee if Celta were to sell him. This development has sparked speculation about Mingueza's future and the potential financial implications for the Blaugrana. Mingueza's contract situation. Earlier reports suggested Celta was working on extending Mingueza's contract, but negotiations have stalled. With the defender entering the final year of his contract, an extension seems unlikely given the offers he's received. If Mingueza were to be sold, Celta would have to pay Barca half of his €20 million buyout clause. Barcelona are closely monitoring the situation surrounding their former defender, Oscar Mingueza, currently playing for Celta Vigo. According to a report from Mundo Deportivo, Mingueza's impressive form has attracted several suitors, and Barca are interested due to a clause that would grant them half of the transfer fee if Celta were to sell him. This development has sparked speculation about Mingueza's future and the potential financial implications for the Blaugrana. Mingueza's contract situation. Earlier reports suggested Celta was working on extending Mingueza's contract, but negotiations have stalled. With the defender entering the final year of his contract, an extension seems unlikely given the offers he's received. If Mingueza were to be sold, Celta would have to pay Barca half of his €20 million buyout clause. This clause could prove to be a significant financial boost for Barca, who are always looking for ways to strengthen their finances. Barca's financial gain. Interestingly, this would not be the first time Barca would benefit from a player's transfer this year. The club has already received €6 million from Alex Valley's release clause, paid by Como, and are set to receive another €8 million from West Ham's purchase of Jean-Claire Todibo. A potential sale of Mingueza could bring in a significant amount, providing a boost to Barca's finances. From transfer battles to salary clears and smart scouting, Barcelona's summer rebuild is in full swing. Deco's playing it sharp, and the big moves are just getting started. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay locked in for more Barca updates. Fire-breaking news from Fabrizio Romano. Barcelona are on the verge of sealing their next big signing, and it's happening today. Police Carlight. A 24-year-old Spanish star is ready to commit to a massive 5-year contract at Camp Nou, and guess what? His agents are already in Barcelona to finalize the deal. Astonished face briefcase. But here's the twist. A Manchester City player offered himself to Barca, yet the club is reportedly eyeing a Liverpool star instead. Exploding head. Stay tuned as we break down the full story, the mystery names involved, and what this means for Barcelona's transfer master plan under Deco and Laporta. Blue heart, red heart. Backhand index pointing right, don't blink. Cules, this transfer window is heating up fast. Barcelona are now just a step away from officially landing Joan Garcia, with the goalkeeper's agents arriving in the city today to complete the final formalities. According to journalist Fabrizio Romano, the Blaugrana will pay the €25 million release clause, plus a CPI, Consumer Price Index, adjustment, directly to La Liga today. Once that is processed, Garcia will sign a 5-year contract and begin a new chapter at Camp Nou. This move has been in the pipeline for days. In fact, the deal has been fully agreed between the player and the club for nearly a week. All necessary paperwork has already been drafted and reviewed since last Friday. Now, with the clause set to be activated, the transfer will enter its final stage, allowing Garcia to officially become a Barca player at the beginning of July. Espanyol refused talks with Barcelona. It must be noted that once the Catalan giants' interest in Garcia became public, tensions began to rise. Espanyol took a firm stance and made it clear they would not engage in direct negotiations with Barcelona for the player. Instead, they stated that the only acceptable way for the move to happen would be for Barca to activate Garcia's €25 million release clause, with the CPI adjustment included. That payment is expected to be made today through La Liga, bypassing the need for any club-to-club discussions. Unsurprisingly, this switch has not been received well by Espanyol fans. Seeing one of their key players move directly to their fiercest local rival has only fueled the rivalry further. With everything in place in Garcia's Camp Nou in Barcelona, it is only a matter of time before the transfer is officially sealed. Once confirmed, Joan Garcia will begin his new journey under Hansi Flick as part of Barcelona's long-term project. FC Barcelona are gearing up for an exciting summer transfer window following a stellar 2024-25 season, during which they clinched a domestic treble under Hansi Flick. Fabrizio Romano says 24-year-old Spanish players' agents will arrive in Barcelona today to complete 5-year deal. With ambitions to maintain their supremacy, the Blaugranes have zeroed in on Espanyol's Joan Garcia, a 24-year-old goalkeeper whose €25 million release clause represents a shrewd investment. The club aims to revamp its goalkeeping options, especially as Hansi Flick and his staff do not consider Marc-Andre ter Stegen their first choice following his long-term injury absence and reported attitude concerns. Joan Garcia deal nears completion. Now, according to Fabrizio Romano, Garcia's agents will arrive in Barcelona today, June 10, 2025, to finalize the transfer's formalities. Barcelona will trigger Garcia's €25 million release clause, with payment to be processed at La Liga's Madrid headquarters. Garcia's impressive performances for Espanyol, where his saves earned crucial points, have made him a sought-after talent across Europe, with Premier League clubs like Newcastle United and Manchester United also showing interest. However, Garcia has chosen to stay in Catalonia, joining his club's fierce rivals in a deal that has sparked buzz among fans. 5-year contract awaits. Upon completion, Garcia will ink a 5-year contract, binding him to the Camp Nou until 2030. This move marks Barcelona's first major signing of the summer, with the Spanish shot-stopper expected to be a key player under Flick with a guaranteed starting role. Garcia's arrival would reshape Barcelona's goalkeeping hierarchy. He would assume the role of first-choice shot-stopper, with Wojciech Szczesny slotted as the second option. The club plans to rely on a promising young academy goalkeeper as the third choice, as both Iñaki Peña and Marc-Andre ter Stegen are expected to depart. Peña's exit appears straightforward, with just 1 year left on his contract and a desire for more playing time driving his likely move elsewhere. Ter Stegen's situation, however, is far more complex. The German international, a longtime stalwart, commands a hefty salary and has 3 years remaining on his deal, posing a significant challenge for Barcelona's financial strategists. How the club navigates this remains uncertain, but with Garcia's signing, the Blaugrana have secured a long-term solution between the posts, signaling a new era for the Catalan giants. Suggestion: Manchester City player offered himself to Barcelona, prefer Liverpool player instead. Barcelona prefer to sign Liverpool's Luis Diaz over Manchester City star Kevin De Bruyne, according to a confidential report from Tuesday's edition of Sport. Diaz has 2 years left on his contract with Liverpool, while the 33-year-old will leave the Citizens as a free agent when his contract expires on June 30th. The Manchester City player is yet to confirm his next club, and the report states he had offered himself to Barcelona. Sports say several top-quality players are sensing something big is brewing at the Camp Nou and want to be part of Hansi Flick's project. This includes the Belgium international, who believes he can play at the highest level for at least one more season. The newspaper states De Bruyne was willing to join Barcelona on a 1-year contract, and to play out wide, Flick's side want a player who can be part of their project and play at a highest level for at least 3 to 4 years. The Liverpool attacker fits this option, and he's the priority target for the La Liga winners. Last week, claims from the UK stated that Liverpool rejected Barcelona's approach for the forward. That hasn't put them off, as the Catalan club continue to chase the 28-year-old Colombia international. Meanwhile, De Bruyne looks likeliest to end up at Napoli. And there you have it, Barcelona are locking in yet another major piece of their future, with a 5-year deal nearly done writing hand fire. But with Premier League players pushing for a move to Camp Nou, and Barcelona having their eyes set on a preferred Liverpool target, things are getting very interesting. Speech balloon, what do you think? Did Barca make the right choice? Should they have gone for the Man City offer instead? Let us know in the comments below. White heavy checkmark, don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell so you never miss a Barca transfer twist. More bombshell updates coming your way. This is just the beginning of an electrifying summer at Camp Nou.